That's why the doctors come in and lay hands on the patient. Just hold, lay hands on their hand and maybe on their shoulder. This is laying on the hands to give comfort, to build that spirit up so he can be cut on. The person can take some cutting. Because even under anesthetic gas, you can wake up out of that stuff. I saw it happen. I was in the operating room, and I saw local anesthesiologists or anesthetic being applied, just shooting the part that's going to be cut on. And I'm supposed to be a missionary, I'm just all masked up and everything, my scrubs on, and I'm standing over the operating table watching this. And he was cutting on this woman's breasts because she had a tumor that he's got to get out. And once he cut her open, I was kind of feeling kind of something way. And he put his hand down on her breast to grab that tumor, and she flinched. And I flinched. It went all through me. I started feeling a little woozy. And then he had to stop. And then the person had to start shooting her again. By that time, I said, I better get out of here, unless I fall out. Fall out. You gotta get your spirit right and keep it right. What did Paul say? Be renewed in the what? Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. The mind is dependent on the condition of our spirit. A lot of saints don't have spiritual minds, and so being carnal minded, and we don't have anybody to help us out of that carnality and that worldliness, pretty soon we're going to find ourselves in the same shape sinners are in. Can't do anything about it. So we need some help. I know I need some help. I make deals with people to get prayer. I make deals. Somebody say, well, what does it take to be one of your spiritual sons? I say, okay, you want to be a spiritual son of mine? I'll tell you what it takes. So you got to pray for me at least 1 minute a day. Oh, I can do that. Do you pray for anything 1 minute a day, 365 days a year? And then you're going to ask somebody else to pray for you 1 minute a day? Boy, a day would have come and gone, and the person in the bed calling hogs. I ain't thought about you. Because mutual prayers are what? Relational. You got to develop a relationship before you can get some real proper prayer. That's why I tell folk all the time, stay rightly and fully connected. Otherwise, out of sight, out of mind. And then in some cases, in sight, still out of mind. Nobody's making it on his or her own. No one. Jesus couldn't make it on his own. As a matter of fact, when God released him to go to work, the first thing he did was get some partners. He's a young apostle being sent, right? Okay. You got to have that right, and some of us are rightly connected but not fully. And some of us are fully connected but not rightly. We're connected to the wrong people. Fully. And we don't know where our problems emanate from. I'm looking at this Romans chapter 15. The apostle, in making this declaration, Romans chapter 15. Just pull right there in verse 30. Paul is writing to these saints there. 15:30. Now I beseech you, I beg you, brethren, for the Lord Jesus Christ's sake, and for the love of the Spirit, that ye strive together with me in your prayers to God for me. Look, that word strive means struggle. You struggle together with me in your prayers for me, because I'm struggling to pray, and I need you to struggle with me and pray for me. Everybody got to go through some struggle. Everybody. Nobody's exempt from spiritual struggles. Nobody's exempt from the attack of the enemy. Nobody's exempt, none. Sometimes we feel like it's, we got a unique situation. Nobody has anything unique. There's nothing that we experience that's not just common to man. What you and I go through, 500 million other folk going through the very same thing. The very same thing. Nothing different. God has a solution to all 500 million folks. Same solution. Yes, sir. Same solution. We got to have some prayer going on. Yeah. And we have to be prayed for. Hey, there you go. Yeah. I'm begging you, for the Lord Jesus Christ's sake. In other words, if I don't pray for you and you don't pray for me, it's going to have an adverse effect on the Lord himself. All right. I remember the prophet was told to pray for the people of God, the Israelites. He said, I will not sin against God by ceasing to pray for you. It's a sin for us to stop praying for one another. And we're not being prayed for if we're not, because other folk are in sin. That's why I have to make deals. And when I go around the world, I find those mothers that gray hair had already gone through the grandmoms and everything, and make friends with them, and so I can be on their heart, because they've gone through enough to have some standing with God. So when they think about me, God visits their thoughts. He visits their thoughts. So if they think well of me, I'm getting the benefit before God. And if people think well of you, oh my goodness, come on. Let's go, same epistle, Romans chapter 1. Look at that. Romans chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 9. Here Paul writes, for God is my witness, whom I serve with what? My spirit. My spirit. In the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I make mention of